Establishing battlefield control.
So I want to show you guys the best CABAL's war game strategy to win all them games this week. And I'm telling you guys, this strategy is so good, so easy to use, and it's going to win you so many games. So all you need to do is build a Banshee right off the bat and just treat it like the Mutant Marauder Rush. You're just going to rush to your opponent's side of the base as quick as you can, and then you're going to start killing his harvesters. And a lot of the players in this tournament are going for double harvesters just because all the units are very expensive, so they don't think you're going to be able to rush this fast with a Banshee. In fact, if they think that there's going to be a rush that's happening, it's going to be the slower Mutant Marauders, and by the time your Marauders get across the map, he's going to have Chemical Warriors, and you're going to be in a lot of trouble. So Banshees are the way to go, as they're very fast and moving, and they do a ton of damage to these harvesters. So I've already got three Banshees up, and he's going to have a Phantom finally, as that was his earliest anti-air unit, but he's getting chased by 2 Banshees here, and it's pretty much over for him. And you might think that because that Phantom's level was at level 8 and it was much lower than my Banshees, that he had a disadvantage. Yes, he did have a disadvantage, but it doesn't matter, because even if he kills one Banshee, let's say if his Phantom was at level 11 and one shot at one of my Banshees, my 2 other Banshees would chase his Phantom down and it would just die. So the levels don't matter once you start having numerous amount of Banshees on the map, just because you can just kill whatever comes out. And I'm just going to hit his base so hard here, he's just not going to have enough economy to build units to defend his base, and it's over. And that is why this strategy is so effective.
Establishing battlefield control.
So I'm going to show you guys a second example here with this strategy and just show you guys just how good it is. So once again, I'm going to go for that air tower right off the bat, and I'm going to go straight into that Banshee and fly across the map, see what my opponent's going for. Hopefully he had those harvesters going up, and indeed he did. And then once again, it's a double harvester, as a lot of players think they can still farm safely and somehow get through to the late game and build those expensive units. And once that harvester goes down, I'm going to build a second Banshee of my own once again. And I'm going to start hitting the second Banshee, a second harvester here. And then I'm going to go for the second Banshee. As you guys see, it's going to fly across the map. Then I'll build a third Banshee, and so on. My opponent actually has a level 11 Banshee himself in this game, but I tag team it with both of my Banshees. 2 versus 1, that Banshee goes down easily. And this is what I'm saying. It doesn't matter what your opponent's level is by the time you kill one of his harvester and you have 2 Banshees, because even if it's a stealth tank or whatever, you can tag team it with your 2 Banshees and then just kill any units he pump out. So he sends 1 Banshee across the map because I think he pretty much gave up at this point, as I had too many Banshees, and I built even 1 Phantom here, and I'm just, trying to capture the missile here. And he just kind of tries to still farm a little bit here, but he fires 1 little troll missile there because he's like, hey, you know what, this game's pretty much over, and we both know this game's pretty much over at this point. He could still try to come back. So yeah, I'm just gonna fast forward this. Once again, I start hitting his base, and boom, there we go. The game ends the same way as last game pretty much, but I just want to show you guys that once you have 2 Banshees up, and if your opponent pumps out a single Banshee, a stealth tank, or a Phantom, which are the 3 earliest Banshee counters, you can tag team it with your 2 Banshees, and then you just keep building more Banshees. That's how you should be playing with this strategy. So it happened that I met the very good player Bike Rush Owns from Ascendance. We all know that he plays Command & Conquer all day, and this guy is crazy good. He's like a pro, man. So I was a little bit worried about how this game was going to play out, but anyways, I did the same opening, Banshee opening, and it turned out he also went for a Banshee opening. And lo and behold, we had a Banshee versus Banshee fight, and this fight was going to determine the fate of the game. And because my Banshee stopped first, I was able to kill his Banshee first before he killed mine. We were at the same level, and this first fight was going to just determine the way the game went. Because at this point, I have a huge unit advantage right now. I can threaten him if he builds a Harvester. If he builds one Banshee, then I'm going to build another Banshee of my own, and I'm going to have 2 Banshees on the map, and as long as I micro well, he's never going to win the Banshee fight, as I have 2 Banshees. So I was kind of suspecting he may have a Harvester at this point, but I didn't want to send out my weakened Banshee, because if he had a full health Banshee, then my weakened health one would obviously die. But he had a Harvester, so I boost my Banshee up immediately, and I start targeting that thing. I know he's going to build a Banshee, but by the time he gets here, he's going to die because of my Xana boosted Banshee. And because of that Xana boost, my Banshee actually ends up killing both of them, which was absolutely incredible, absolutely wicked. And at this point, he is definitely screwed. He did have a small chance of coming back after that initial Banshee fight, but after my Xana boosted Banshee killed his Banshee, I thought, you know, this game is pretty much over, and I pretty much won. I have the game in the bag. And Bike Rush Jones, he still had a chance to come back, like maybe a very, very small chance. But, you know, once again, I have this huge numbers of Banshees on the map. He's got 2 Banshees. You know, what are they going to do? I got the first missile. Once the second missile is done, the game is a wrap. He tries to do a little bit of a U-turn here on the top, tries to kill my Banshee. He does a nice attempt to try to take that missile away, and he may have been able to steal it. But, you know, once again, I knew I was going to take that missile there with my numerous amount of Banshees. So surprisingly, I ended up beating one of the best players in the game. But I'm sure if this was like a normal game, he probably would have beaten me. But regardless, it was very fun to play against Bike Rush Jones. Nice game. And let's go ahead and check out the 4th game.
Establishing battlefield control.
So this 4th game was a bit of a surprise to me, as it didn't go the way I expected it to be. So you'll see what happens. But once again, I go for the air tower, and I go straight into the Banshee. So I start flying across the map to see what my opponent's got. And lo and behold, he's got the Mutant Marauders. So I know he doesn't have a Harvester. And I'm in a bit of a problem because I can't kill Mutant Marauders very well with Banshees, of course, because Banshees are not good against infantry units. So what I try to do is I try to hold this first missile, because I wanted to just get the missile and then start attacking his base or kill his Mutant Marauders. But those Mutant Marauders are actually doing a lot of damage to my base over time, so I get a little bit worried here. So I build another Banshee to maybe try to kill it, and I see if he has a Harvester or not, and he does not, because at this point, he either has a Harvester or he's building another unit. So I was getting worried because I thought, you know, he's got something up his sleeve and he's saving a unit to counter my Banshee, perhaps. I'm not sure what it was going to be, but I capture a first missile while he takes down half of my base's health. And indeed, he saves all his crystals to go for a stealth tank. And that stealth tank one-shots my Banshee before my Banshee could do anything. Stealth tanks are just an excellent counter to these Banshees. And I'm in a bit of a tight spot here. I go for double Banshees here. He kills one of my Banshees, and I try to chase that stealth tank around. But stealth tanks are really fast, so, you know, as soon as he gets reloaded here and he goes into stealth mode, he can kill my Banshee, and boom, once he goes into stealth mode, even though my Banshee goes down, even though his stealth tank goes down, I mean, my Banshee goes down with it. And my base is pretty much almost dead. He goes for more Mutant Marauders. And he's just got the perfect counter for me. No Harvesters. He built no Harvesters, as if I killed it with my Banshees, I would have got those crystals, and that would have boosted my economy. And at this point, the game is pretty much over. And there you go. So if you see somebody going for Banshees, this is what you can do to counter them. Build Mutant Marauders and stealth tanks and no Harvesters. And that's how you win the game. As you guys see, Rennis totally countered me with this smart play of his. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Once again, overall though, you will win many games with this strategy. Trust me, you will win a lot. It is definitely, I think, still the best strategy in this current tournament, just because it's not a strategy that many players will expect. Only the most experienced will expect this kind of strategy and then, you know, counter it like this way. So definitely give this strategy a shot. As you guys see, even Bike Rush Jones used it. It's just a really good strategy overall. And I hope you guys succeed in your CABAL war games as well. And I'll see you guys next time.